picture with Clay Gagen-Sherman, and we are in this edition of the Bobcat Buzz. Mr. Clay, how we doing, sir?
Good morning. Doing well, Dan. How you doing today?
Doing very well. And first and foremost, I said it in the intro, but a mega congratulations on the team and what they did in Maryland in your two games, a double overtime victory by a couple points, and then a jump into the next game against Cheney where you avenged a loss to Cheney from this season. So just bring me into the tournament. Obviously this tournament took the place of the Vaden Cup that we typically see, and just why you wanted to be in this tournament and what it meant to you to play those games.
Yeah, we added this tournament on the schedule to get us battle tested before nationals. We knew the level of competition at Washington and Venice was going to be high. We knew Cheney and Berkeley were also in it, so we knew the other three teams were going to be very competitive, very physical. So we put it on the schedule to help us get battle tested. I think this is the most battle tested we've been throughout the course of a season. And to show up the way we did and to win the tournament was really, exciting to see. And it was definitely, a challenge for us. We had a 6-hour bus ride the day of our first game, so we didn't stay the night before. We drove down, got to the hotel, hit a reset button. We had a couple hours. Everybody take a shower, get some food, do what you got to do. Then we're back on the bus in 2 hours. And then our game time was actually at 9:15 p.m. So a late start. And then for it to go into double overtime, we got out of there after midnight. So we played 2 games in the same day because the second round of the tournament was at noon on Sunday. So less than 12 hours later, we had to turn around and play another good physical competitive team that had beat us earlier in the season, like you had mentioned. It was definitely a big challenge, and for the guys to step up to the occasion and, just play with the grit that we showed in both games was exciting to see, because in a national tournament, you have to win 3 games in 4 days. So you got to be able to grind it out and find a way. And, we definitely did that this past weekend.
Yeah, and to your point that you just made, how important is that for this team to play? Like you said, you have to win these games, you have to win them back to back, you have to do it in short change, right? Short time. You played 2 games technically within the same day because you left the first one after midnight, as you had mentioned. How does that prepare the team for the upcoming USCAA national tournament?
Well, you have to have a quick turnaround time in terms of mentality to focus on the next one. I mean, beating Washington was an emotional high. I mean, double OT, some crazy defensive stops to keep us in it. At the end of regulation, at the end of the first overtime, it took everything we had to win that game. So we were definitely on a high, and we knew coming into the next game, we had to be able to kind of hit the reset once again and just switch our focus to getting another win. And the ability to do that's important, because in the national tournament, if you win that first round, especially for us, that'll be our first time doing it in program history. And you kind of see, like, all right, that the light at the end of the tunnel is right there. The championship trophy's right there. Yeah. But if you don't focus on the semifinal round, you won't even get a shot to go at it in the championship round. So, just having that quick ability to focus on the next game is important in a tournament that's so condensed.
And so for your team to show you that they have the ability to play in a game, play extra time, and then let that thing, feel it, enjoy it, appreciate it, and bounce right back into focusing on the next game. And in the next game, there was no overtime. You won in regulation. You had a wider margin of victory. What does that show you about your team's preparation and where they're at right now as you head into this national tournament? The fact that you said you have to have a quick turnaround, you got to have a short memory. Have they shown you that?
Definitely. And, I think we're a tough team, both physically, but also mentally. Like we have an ultimate confidence in, each other and what we're doing this year. And we know, like if we really connect across the board as a team and just dig in and play with the passion and the heart that we have, we can beat anybody in the country. And we mentioned it a few games ago. We said, listen, like we can beat anybody in the country, but at the same time, we can lose to anybody on our schedule.
Yeah.
And I think the understanding of that, within our locker room is there. We've had some games where we lost that we should have won. Getting some losing in early helped us kind of just hone in on the fact that we know how good we can be, but we know what it takes, to play at that level consistently. And the buy-in's there. And, for the next couple weeks, it's, hitting a reset. It's focusing on connecting further as a team, maintaining our conditioning, and it's really just understanding our scout and our preparation.
Yeah, and for you, Clay, I mean, to let everybody know when you find out, because like you said, now you have some time to scout, you have some time to prepare, you have some time to look at film, some time to work out and whatnot. When is that selection day to find out?
I believe it's March 3rd. I think it's March 3rd. Yeah, March 3rd. The selection show is. I think it's 11:40 is when it starts, and USDAA Division One men's basketball is the last one. I think 1:40. I want to say about an hour into the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's March 3rd.
Yeah, and I'm asking you because I know where I have to be that on Monday. so,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes, sir.
yeah, and
We're gonna.
it's actually the day before my surgery, so good timing on March 3rd because if the next day, then I would be in surgery. So I definitely am looking forward to that. It's one of the last things that I will do before I go in to get some wisdom teeth taken out, and hopefully all goes well on that side. And I think I told you this, that I said to them, they're like, yeah, you're scheduled for March 11th for your surgery. And I said, yeah, we got to do it sooner. And I kept telling my mom, I was like, I can't do it March 11th. I got somewhere I got to be. I said, I promised a bunch of people I'd be in Buffalo. So we got it moved up to March 4th. And so hopefully I'll be able to rehabilitate through that week and then be ready to go with you guys, hopefully on the bus, because, I got some things to film and some things to do. So I'm definitely doing what I can to make sure that I'm healthy and ready to go for you guys.
Appreciate that, man. Definitely hope the surgery goes well, and looking forward to this final push, this last part of this journey, because it's been a special year, and hopefully it's going to be one to remember these next few weeks.
Yeah, and for you between now and then, right? Because we find out next Monday what your seeding is, who you guys are going to be facing off against in Buffalo in the USCAA Division One national tournament with a quest for a national championship. But between now and game time, what is your how are you kind of planning things out? Because I know you're a planner, you get things ready, you get things right. So does it change from typical game weeks, or is there an adjustment that you're making to the plan that you have for the guys, or is it different? How are you kind of going about between now and the first game in the national tournament?
Yeah. The first thing is we got a game tonight. It's looking like this can be the last game of our regular season.
Yeah.
So making sure we finish the season off, the right way, focusing on what we got to do today. Hopefully we come out, we play well together. We get some positive energy, like our senior night. We obviously had a huge win. Everyone played well. Everyone got in. Everyone got an opportunity to go out there. And that translated into our next couple practices, that positive energy. So hopefully we take care of business today, get a win, similar thing. But then it's a little different, because now we have 2 weeks in between this game and a national tournament. So I think taking a step away for a couple days here and there, doing some stuff as a team off the court to further build those connections, just once again, just staying together, but doing something different. But then once it gets back to basketball, kind of doubling down what we've done well, what our game plans have been, scouting our opponents, who we have upcoming, and then just adding a couple wrinkles to the things that we do both offensively and defensively. Obviously, teams are going to scout us, our film's out there. Nolan Cast make sure that every game is live streamed. Whoever's scouting us, they can watch every game of the season. It's out there for them to watch. So it's important for us to have some wrinkles, to catch teams slipping a little bit, to use that against them, because now they are expecting something. So hopefully we can have some counters and stuff like that. But just continuing to stay in shape, because we're not going to be playing ourselves in shape the way we have with 2 weeks off. And then, doubling down on defense, offense, and just staying together and playing together as a team.
Clay Gagen-Sherman here in this edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse here on Wake Up Call inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Clay, the game tonight, it got added to the schedule. Why did you want to have one more?
We had a few games that got postponed. So we were definitely trying to reschedule some games just to get more games on our schedule. This will give us 21 in the regular season, which is still a couple games less than we would like, but we definitely wanted to add a game, and also having the opportunity to play at home at OCC one more time was important. It gives our seniors another game, gives our team another game at home. And again, to kind of fill that gap in between when our last game was and when Nationals is, to keep us as sharp as possible. And another opportunity to go out there and get better as a team.
Yeah, like you said, playing over at OCC at Allen Hall, just what it's meant to you to have that facility and that connection, that bridge that's been built over the years. And I know that you're trying to build that bridge even more sturdy and have an even closer relationship with OCC.
Yeah, it's we're very fortunate to have the opportunity to play our home games there, and Coach Joseph really has been an amazing person, amazing coach, great friend, that has really looked out for our program, and he goes above and beyond. His staff goes above and beyond to host us, to make it feel like home, and it's just a beautiful facility, the best junior college facility in New York State, at least one of them, and we have the opportunity to get to play there, and looking forward to building that connection for years to come with multiple programs.
Yeah, and for you, Clay, like you said, having one more game, one more shot to be at home, to be in front of your fans right here in Syracuse, New York. Why is it important for them to come out and see this team one more time before the Nationals?
It's important for our team to see that support, to remember when we're in Buffalo, who's behind us back home. Yeah. It's also an opportunity for them to come out and watch a high level brand of basketball. I mean, our last home game, we had 13 dunks. Every single player on our roster dunked it, and a lot of those dunks weren't normal dunks. You go to an NCAA Division I game, you don't see anybody throwing a self lob and windmilling. It just does not happen. And you come to our game, that happens every other day. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting. It's exciting brand of basketball to watch.
And the thing about it, and you made mention of it, and I was at the game and I got to see it. I mean, the first half of the game, right? You're playing through the game, you play it, you got the lead, and you come into the second half of the game. You want to keep that lead. You don't want to rest in your laurels. You want the guys to focus and do what they need to do. And then they just blew the doors open on this second half, and the second half looked like a dunk contest. I mean, it genuinely looked like watching the NBA dunk contest. My favorite dunk, I think it was Shamari. He passed the ball to himself in transition, left-handed, kind of did the flick of the wrist to drop it down on the ground, bounce it, and then slammed it home with his left hand. I mean, your team was having fun. They were feeling it. They were excited. Just to look back on that game, I mean, I can say in all my years as a broadcaster, in 21 years of doing this for a living, I have never seen a dunk contest within the confines of an actual game. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, we have some special athletes. Like, we recruit athleticism and teach skill. Sometimes obviously we get both, but obviously 11 guys dunking, every single active player dunking. That's not normal. I don't think there's too many teams in the country that can do that. And the guys going out there and doing it in a game, it wasn't. They still were playing defense. It wasn't like the other team was just passing them the ball and saying, "Here, go dunk it." They were still working despite the score. They played the full 40 minutes, and then you just saw the joy that they have for the sport. Just shining through everyone. And obviously, it was a great game for all of us to go out there and have fun and get an opportunity. So that was great to see.
And you talked about that game being your senior night. You honored Shamari and Darren. Just what you could say about what they've done for this program, what they brought to Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, not just on the court, but in the classroom and in the community.
Yeah, they those two guys have been with me for 3 years now. That the senior game we eclipsed, or we that was our 50th win in 3 years. So we've now won 52 games together. They've been my backcourt over that course of time. And just they've rocked with me since day one. They believed in me. They came here when I never coached a men's college basketball game. And they my I kind of the way I describe those two for years to come. We talk about what their legacy is going to be once they leave Bryant Stratton, and they're the foundation. Yeah. They laid the foundation for this program. They raised the ceiling to a successful winning program where it was just beginning to win games when I took over, and they elevated it to another level. And they laid the foundation to be a number one seed, to beat number one seeds, to go to a national tournament and win games in the national tournament, win several games in a single season. And now this is the final part of their journey. So this upcoming national tournament is going to see where their legacy ends and how they lead the program in their senior season. But couldn't be more proud of those two guys. They both just stayed the course, just worked incredibly hard, consistently. There's been tough times where they both had to stick it out and give it everything they have and just kind of believe in what they're doing. And to see them, both of them will be walking across the stage in April to receive degrees. And, I'm just incredibly proud of them for everything they've done for our basketball program, but also for what they've done for themselves by staying committed to the academic side of things. And, after this national championship, that's the next championship, is seeing those guys get their degrees.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And I think it's huge. The job placement from Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse in certain degrees, almost 100% job placement. So really awesome to not only see the success on the courts and on the fields, but also to see that success in the classroom as well, because we're talking about the rest of their lives. For you this
and also, Dan,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, they both have younger brothers, so it might not be the last time we see a Baskerville and a Joyner on the back of a Bryant Stratton jersey. Yeah. They're both younger brothers that can hoop.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? The legacy. So seeing that legacy move forward. And speaking of the legacy, what do you believe is the legacy of this team? You got one more game tonight, then you got the national tournament. You set your eyes on the selection show and what seed and who you're playing and what day and what time and all that good stuff. What can you say has kind of been the legacy of this season and how you maybe describe this season? Because I see something, and when I sat down with you and I sat down with Dallas Carrington and David Honoré, I had a conversation with all of you about the vibe that I get, the feel that I get. How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of legacy, we'll see what we do in this national tournament, but this is the best team in program history. This is possibly, once again, we'll see what we do in this national tournament, but this team has the potential to be one of the best teams I think the USTA has ever seen. That's a strong statement, and it comes with, a lot of expectations heading into this tournament, but the potential to be that and do something special is there. But I think it goes beyond the court with these guys. That's the on the court. I think, the sky's the limit on the court, but off the court in the classroom, 9 guys on the dean's list, a couple guys graduating this upcoming semester. It's just really good people. Yeah. Like meeting with Dave and Dallas, you saw who they are. They're just selfless. They care about other people. And I guess if I had a word to describe the legacy, it's just excellence on, off the court, in the community. It's just we have special people with special talents that, are here to do something special as a team.
You've seen success with this program, Bryant Stratton, Syracuse, a men's basketball program. What is it about this team's makeup this season, offensively, defensively, the little nuanced things that maybe not everybody catches when they watch a basketball game? What did you add this year that makes you believe you have more in the tank when it comes to the national tournament?
It's really about our depth. Our depth is all the way through the roster. Guys can hold their own. It doesn't matter who we're matched up against. And it's also about the combination of players that we have, the formula that we have. We have players that when we need to go fast and we need to hurry and it has to be chaotic, guys that thrive in those situations. We have those on the roster. When we need a bucket, we got guys that can go out and get us a bucket. When we need to clock it and use the clock and make good decisions, we got guys that kind of fit those situations. So I think we just have a balance of talent and experience that help us in different situations, and guys that truly want to win above anything else and will do whatever it takes to win. And this opportunity and this team mean everything to them. And what we accomplish, they're going to give their entire heart and soul to do something special and to win at the national tournament. And they're going to leave everything out there on the court. They will die on that court before accepting losing. And I think that is really the separating factor. Every single person that we have, every single student athlete we have on this team will do whatever it takes to help this team get to where we want to go.
Yeah, and a final note, and kind of going off of what you said, Clay, is it's all about the culture, right? It all comes down to culture. It's not just a word. It's not a buzzword. To me, it's a very real thing because I know when teams have it, and I know when they don't. What can you say to the culture of this program right now?
I think it's about excellence. I think it's about commitment. It's about putting others before ourselves. Um, it's constant elevation. It is been my mindset since day one of starting at Bryant Stratton, starting a program. You understand, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to take time. It's going to take consistency, and then taking over a program. You understand you kind of have those same challenges. So it's about constantly wanting to be better, raising the bar, setting the standards, holding those standards, and working towards something. And I think the culture of this team is just all in on being that best team in program history on and off the court. And like I said, the potential is there, and we've done it throughout the regular season. But as everyone knows, the postseason is a separate season. So the story is unfinished.
Yeah, unfinished business, more to be had. A new season awaits this Bryant Stratton College Bobcats men's basketball team here in Syracuse after the game tonight. We look forward to you going out to Allen Hall at OCC tonight to see this game, and we appreciate the support that you're giving all throughout the season, and we look forward to people coming out to Buffalo. I have given my word to Dallas, David, and Clay, as well as the team as a whole. So my ticket was punched. I think David said it to me. He goes, "Oh, he don't realize he just punched his ticket." So that was a few weeks ago. Ticket is punched, and everything else that I typically do at this point of the year is on hold to see this team and hopefully behold something very special. Clay Gagen-Sherman, Bobcat Buzz, the men's basketball coach at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Clay, as always, I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best tonight and moving forward.
I appreciate you too, Dan, and we're going to make this tournament something to remember. All right, and I'm excited for you to be a part of that. You know what it is. We're ready. We're going to be ready.
I already know. That coming from Clay Gagen-Sherman. Clay, we'll talk to you soon. Be safe and stay well, and God bless.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you.
All right, take care. Appreciate you too.